Brandon Lang, NFL picks. It's week number 13, hard to believe. Tonight, Dallas and Washington. We'll get some picks from the man. Before you do any betting or gambling or any of that extracurricular stuff, you might want to go to BrandonLang.com. Brandon, let's start, if we could, with Eli Manning. Your thoughts?
He was heading to Jacksonville as soon as Tom Coughlin came down here. So, no shock to me that his time's up in New York. They handled it very classless. Well done by New York. Guy wins you 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs. Phillip Rivers said it best. If you've not seen what he said, I love Phillip Rivers. But yeah, as soon as Tom Coughlin came down here, he's going to do just what Peyton did. This Jacksonville defense is right along the same lines as what Peyton had in Denver when John Elway put that defense together. And the only thing they're missing is a quarterback that can make plays. Bortles is good at times, but he was always coming here. He was always coming here, and it was just how they were going to handle the exit strategy. And it's always hard. Yeah. I know the Giants were trying to handle it in a way they thought was to give Eli the choice, and Eli made his choice. But anytime, listen, when Joe Montana left San Francisco and went to Kansas City, that wasn't held correctly. You know, Steve Young came in, Joe couldn't get back in. This is Joe Montana we were talking about here. So history kind of makes us forget in the NFL that when that veteran's got to go, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, I mean, look how that was handled. It's never easy when you're going to make that transition from the main guy. Here we go, Colts, Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning. I mean, it's just not easy.
Here's the problem, Brandon.
Teams kind of botch it when it presents itself and they finally make that decision. Okay, it's time.
Here's the problem with what you just said. In all the other cases you ran down, there was another great quarterback waiting in the wings, replacing a legendary quarterback. I don't see that as the case here, and I do disagree that he was always heading to Jacksonville because the plan was this was supposed to be a team that was going to compete for the Super Bowl this year. Yeah,
that's a great point. I counter that by saying, but they didn't envision going 2-9.
Right.
And so in the middle of this 2-9, you get caught. I love to use the Dennis Hopper line from Hoosiers. They just got caught watching the paint dry on the picket fence. And so when you get to that point, when do you pull the cord as you're free-falling before the chute comes out? They decided now, without a quarterback in place, because they got to give. Now, I don't think Geno's the answer, but the kid out of Cal, I think, can make some noise, and they want to get a good look at him down the stretch. It just, again, they got caught 2-9 when they never thought that would happen, and they were kind of forced into making this decision.
Let's pick some games. The Patriots and Buffalo with Taylor back in. What do you think?
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid after the win against the Chiefs. I'm sorry. I can't get past the Saints beating them 47-10 and the Chargers beating them 54-24. So I'm sorry. And prior to that, the Jets beat them 34-21. So I think that's the team that's going to show up. I don't think you go against the Patriots right now. I had my biggest NFL play in 2 years on the Patriots on Sunday. They should have blew out Miami by 30, but they did cover. And I always tell people, it doesn't matter if you walk up to the window to cash your winning ticket, if you won by 50 or you won by 1. It's still paid the same. But they were good to me, and I saw a lot of really good things from the Patriots that leads me to believe that defense of Buffalo is going to have their hands full.
Yeah.
I would lay it before I took it, only because of prior to that win last week, those 2 games against the Saints and the Chargers, I can't get out of my head.
Jets hosting Kansas City.
Listen, I'm going to keep going against that Kansas City team. I think there's something severely wrong. I think Andy Reid's in a sugar coma from the donuts. He just can't put them down. I think that sugar is carrying over to his decisions, and they're pretty poor decisions right now. Lost in the shuffle of the Jets. They didn't cover on a field goal with 19 seconds to go. But do you know the Jets have covered every home game this year, and it took a late field goal by Ron Rivera for them not to cover. The Jets are a feisty home dog. Grab the 3.5.
Would you touch the Giants game? Giants at Oakland.
No, I wouldn't touch that. Oakland is at a free fall. I would not touch that game.
What's the line on that game?
That line of that game is 8.5.
Oh boy!
And do you have a game you like this week? Something that might be one of those good ones to get into?
Carolina plus 4.5 over New Orleans. Right. I really like what I'm seeing from Carolina, and they're in revenge off that loss earlier this year to New Orleans in Carolina. I believe it was week 2. New Orleans rolled in there and beat them. Week 3 actually went in there and beat them 34-13. This is a different Carolina team that's won and covered. Actually, won 4 in a row, covered 4 in a row, and you're getting 4.5. I think it's too many. I'm going to take Carolina.
All right, it's BrandonLang.com. Check it out. Brandon, as always, thanks so much. Hard to believe we're into week number, what are we up to now? 13. Crazy. All right, Brandon, thanks, man. We appreciate
it.
Okay, BrandonLang.com.